Greetings, guys. This is your girl, the Marcola Carnicia Jones, coming to you with another video.
It's been a minute.
This is gonna be kind of quick because
I don't want it to be long. I don't want it to be that long. It's just not. What's the point of making a 20-minute video when you can get the message through in quick?
I want to talk about God-given purpose. We always trying to figure out
what am I on this earth to do? What did God call me to do?
And this gonna be the most basic answer ever. Okay, I'm gonna give you some real basic. And I'm just gonna talk about me. When God created
the Marcola Carnicia Jones,
he just mixed in all types of stuff. I don't know what he was doing when he mixed it in. And then when it came to creativity, he said, he just put it all in there. When he created me, he already knew the vision that he wanted me to pursue within him. He knew how he wanted me to spread his word.
I'm convinced
that whatever God wanted me to do, it was already implanted in me. So when he made me, he had a splash of personality, intelligence, of outgoingness, sunflowers, crazy, outspoken, and just a splash of everything. But then when it came to creativity,
your boy really went there.
I have always enjoyed everything art. Never really was a big drawer or anything, but I've always loved looking at paintings. I really enjoy museums. And as far as art is no limit. People think it's just you drawing or you singing or painting, and it's way beyond that. I love poetry. I've always had a thing for poetry. I've always had a thing for crafts. My mom is a photographer, for God's sake. I knew that whatever he called me to do, I knew that I was intrigued by this, but I never just tapped into it. I remember I was in college and I randomly went to Walmart. I remember going on the arts and craft aisle and I seen this girl and she was getting some yarn. And then she picked up this little needle and I'm like,
"Hey girl, what you about to do?"
And she's like,
I'm about to crochet.
And I'm like,
okay, what is that?
And so she was like,
you should look it up.
So I looked it up and I was like,
oh, this is like a nice hobby to get into.
Started a new craft under $10, y'all. So I literally went home and I tried it and it was one of the hardest things. Making I don't know if you know anything about crocheting, but when you make a chain, it's one of the hardest things to do. When you first start, you gotta learn how to hold it. And I'm just like, here, bruh, this is too much for your girl. I don't know what to do. I played with it for a little bit and put it down. And then I ended up moving to Little Rock. And I was like, okay, let me, I had so much time on my hands. I was working a job that wasn't as demanding. It was just that I didn't have nothing to do after that job. I wasn't in school and I wasn't practicing for anything to go to school. So basically I just spent the day doing whatever. And I wanted to pick up a hobby. Then I picked up a little bit of drawing, but it was more so illusions than just drawing somebody's face. And I tried 1 and 2 dimensional, but and drawing eyes or whatever. But drawing was a very satisfying thing, but it was just I really enjoyed drawing, but it didn't really, it made me feel good on the inside, but it just wasn't something that I see myself doing and making a lot of money doing or just continuing to do forever for the rest of my life. I tried that. I picked crocheting back up. And then for some reason I got into jewelry making. So I made my first necklace and a bracelet and it was so dope. It was so cute. I ended up giving it away at my job.
Note to self and anyone else, whenever you create something, do not give away your first supply. You always keep the first one no matter how ratchet or raunchy it may be. Okay? You always keep your first one. Just putting it out there.
I ended up making my first necklace and bracelet. And I'm like, okay, this is nice. I can see myself doing this. And so I think that was all the art side of me that I had in me, or at least I thought. I remember we did community service one day and we were painting. And I really enjoyed that. I was like, okay, I can see myself painting. I see myself doing this. And then I'm just thinking of all the creative things I've done. I got into poetry. I got into reading poetry books. And then I kind of got into YouTube when I was in Little Rock.
If you look at my old videos, you see how crazy I was back then.
YouTube has always been a thing for me. It wasn't until I moved to where I am now that made me get into the things that God has given me way more provision now. Here, I learned how to make different kinds of bracelets. I always wanted to make a t-shirt. I always wanted to have like my own t-shirt or whatever, my own t-shirt brand or whatever. So I kind of got into that, bought a heating press. God just started giving me so many ideas, like just creatively. And I've known I'm very creative. A lot of people that know me, they know I come up with stuff on the slide, and it's a creative idea. It's very original.
Original gangster stuff.
I just started like doing or trying other stuff that kind of led me to now I have more vision.
Let me just step out and just restate what's going on.
God, what is my purpose? Why am I put on this earth? What am I meant to do? And then God created me with something that just came naturally, which is creativity. And so I know that me being a creative person, I was meant to create things. And so that's why my purpose is to spread the gospel through various creative outlets. I don't know what all those outlets may be. I just know that I'm starting to tap into those things. So I make bracelets.
Your girl make these.
I'm still kind of playing around with t-shirts, but I put that on the back burner because I was trying to get my cup situation together.
Let me just show you.
Okay, your girl is back. These are just some water bottles that I made, and this is very basic. I made a really nice one, but let me tell you something, y'all. I made it yesterday, and I tried to put some clear spray paint on it. It was dark outside, and I messed around and spray painted it white, but it was really dope. It says, "I drink of his water, holy water." Hold on. I drink of his holy water. And then this is my YouTube name right here, Mark Harjo 8 with a sunflower, because everybody knows that I love sunflowers. So yeah, this one, and this is very unique because it literally has, if you look at it real hard, it has texture to it. Also, these tumblers that I'm still working on tumblers, but this is one that I made for me. It just says, "I am the cup, he is the water," okay? With my name on the other side and the sunflower, because you know it's not me unless it's a sunflower. I've been practicing, and I don't like to promote nothing until it's perfected.
And not all the way perfected. I mean, like, to my liking, you know?
It's water bottles going for $12. A small tumbler going for $24. And let me just put a disclaimer out there.
I am not finna make your Greek cup. I am not finna make Honey Boo Boo 24th birthday cup.
Everything I do is Christ aligned, so it has to have something with Christ on it, and that's my stipulation. I could do you a 24th birthday cup, but it got to have Jesus on it because, like I said, my mission is to spread the gospel through various creative outlets. How am I going to spread the gospel if it ain't nothing about the gospel on there? So you just gonna rep your letters and you not gonna represent God? I put the letters on there, but God gotta go on there too.
Just saying.
Back to my point. You're wondering what your purpose is? Start figuring out what comes natural to you. I'm very creative, and I can talk. Like, I can naturally talk to people. I'm an extrovert.
Extrovert. What?
I'm an extrovert at heart, like I am, but I can be very like secluded to myself at times. But a lot of people know that I'm really good at talking. Like, I can talk to you, I can start a conversation and hold one for a while with you. So the things that come natural to me is creating and, you know, creativity, me talking, YouTube, and I'm also a teacher, so it comes natural to like talk to people and get in front of people and just
talk.
Very kind of organized too. Like I like organization. I'm just very like organized. I'm not saying that I'm very like robotic, because that's far from your girl. I'm far from robotic, but I can be very organized at times, and I haven't quite tapped into what God want to do with the organized.
The organized.
Get your language together, Marquella.
Not quite sure what God wants to do with the organized size.
exercise.
Not quite sure what God wants to do with the organized side of Quella, but I'm all ears. So what are you naturally good at? Are you naturally good at hustling? Because I mean, just say, and just for instance, like, you know, you may be out there selling drugs or whatever. You may be the best drug dealer on the block. But that ain't what God called you to do. I don't think God wanted you to promote drugs. Maybe he has a calling on your life to be like a very good salesman. Because I think drug dealers, they could sell you on their product. You could sell somebody on a car or selling people whatever is out there to sell besides illegal things. So tap into what comes natural for you, and that's probably what God's purpose is for your life. I think God is a very intentional God. He is a very intentional God. And he instilled you with certain things for a reason. Do not let those natural born talents go to waste. If he gifted you with a great voice, try to tap into that and see what God can do with your voice. Natural born writer, see where God will lead you with writing. You may be called to write Christian novels or something. You may be called to write motivational books. It's the great thing about whatever God put in you. I just believe you have to like promote it through God, but you could talk about it and not necessarily point to God, but then as you get better in your craft or whatever it is that God called you, you can start letting people know, like, people are going to be intrigued about who you are. And so when they start to get to know who you are, they want to be like, they want to get all in your life and do what you want to do. And then when you tell them,
oh, I'm a Christian,
and they going to be like,
That's why you're so amazing.
and then next thing you know, they saved. You never know how life works. Find out what those natural born gifts are and tap into those things, because that might be what God called you to do on this earth. The Marquella Carnesia Jones will never lead you astray, okay? We just out here trying to spread this word until all have heard. You feel me?
You feel me?
I think that's about it for this video. It's crazy because I had a whole nother topic and
Yeah.
be blessed.